Is going on, guys? Dr. Schwartz here. Welcome back to another Gears 5 video. Today I'm going to be discussing tips and tricks for the Nomad class in Horde and Escape. So let's get started here. Tip number 1, if your base is being overrun in Horde, use your Fear Ultimate to push enemies away temporarily to allow your team to retake control. So putting enemies in fear will make them basically not shoot you. They'll push them out of the spawn, allow your team to regroup and get back on their feet. Really useful in early Horde waves for sure. Tip number 2, Execution Shield. Probably the best card for this class, maybe one of the best in the game. It's your friend and your source of Stim as Nomad. You can also get Stim via Anchor and Veteran and Combat Medic if they're running the right skill cards. But this is a card you almost always want. Having Stim gives you the opportunity to bleed enemies via armored shot as long as you can keep the Stim. So the Nomad can be really effective as a sniper class or even with a GL and do damage that way too. So yeah, Execution Shield is great. Even if you're not running Execution build, like if you're not running close quarter combat Nomad, I'd still recommend it even if you run the ranged build as well. Tip number 3, if you're running Execution build in Horde, be sure to ask for a Lancer or Retro from your teammate. It's not necessary as you can still triple combo enemies, but it certainly helps to have one for sure. What I mean by Execution build, I mean running Execution Shield, Phase, and Menace combined. So basically that would mean you're constantly executing enemies and chaining them into fear and cycling through fear over and over again. Very effective strategy in Escape, but you can play Horde that way too. I have a string where I did that actually. Tip number 4, if you pop the Fear Ultimate near the LZ in Escape, enemies tend to rush to the helipad. This is fine as long as you're running an Execution build Nomad and they're in the game. Just be prepared to continue executing enemies as they run out the helipad. But I noticed that if you do it before the safe room, they don't really do anything. They like kind of walk around. But just be cautious that pop the Fear Ultimate towards the landing pad, the enemies tend to rush straight there. So have your teammates being aware of that situation if they're not ready. Alright, tip number 5, if your teammate is ever in a chainsaw duel situation, either Lancer on Lancer or Lancer on Claw, popping the Fear Ultimate can actually dislodge the enemy away from the chainsaw duel, allowing your teammate to survive. Shout out to Bleeding Pepper from the forums for that. Really cool. Tip number 6, Fear even works to push the Bastion off an enemy is protecting, like a Scion or a Warden or some sort of other enemy. Works on every enemy type, just not normal Horde bosses. So it says that in the Fear passive that, or the Fear Ultimate, it doesn't work on bosses. So picture a situation where like you're being overrun in Horde and you got a Bastion covering like a Mulcher Scion and your demolitions or your tactician went down or they're out of ammo. The Nomad could be useful in this situation to fear the Bastion away, give the rest of the team some breathing room in that type of situation. And yeah, that is pretty much all the Nomad tips and tricks I've got for you all today. Thank y'all so much for watching. Leave me any comments below. And yeah, y'all have a good one. Peace out. See you.